Hello all on YouTube, Shadowsun here, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about spell crafting tips. The reason being is because I've been doing a lot of thinking about spell crafting and elements that I use in my practice when I begin spell crafting, and sorry, my nose is being weird. And I want to share some tips with you guys that might help you in your own craft and practice. This is just my personal experience, and if I'm wrong about anything, then that's okay. I'm learning, and that's cool. But if you are a part of a specific tradition, I just say work within that tradition and do what that tradition tells you to do, essentially. Follow those guidelines. So one of the first tips I have is to be clear about what you want. And I feel like a lot of us say, oh, I know, I want a job, I want a house, I want this, I want that. And most of the time, we think we know, but we really don't know what we want. And sometimes it can be very tricky to identify what we want. And meditation is a great tool to help with this. And I feel that meditation is something you can definitely utilize to help you with this. And I think that meditation can allow you to be clear about what you want to do, your goal. And once you get clear on that goal, exactly, let's say it's a job, you meditate on what that job will be and what that job will look like. And once you do that, you can look at the steps you need to take to bring that into manifestation. And this way you're able to work on those steps and also do the mundane things. Then the next tip I have is for you to write everything down. This is something I regret not doing in the beginning. In the beginning, I didn't realize what a powerful tool having a type of magical record would be. And I hope to do my magical record keeping series that I did on my blog, which I'll link in the description below. I'm hoping to do that in video form as well at some point soon. Writing things down really solidifies what you're trying to do in physical form. It really helps things come into manifestation. So for example, things you might write down would be the moon phase. Perhaps you're doing this on a new moon, or you're doing this on a waxing moon to increase job opportunities. Perhaps you would write down the time of day you're going to do your spell, what tools or components you're going to use, such as crystals, herbs, candles, etc. You may also want to include astrological signs. You may want to include the weather, the day you're going to do the spell. Include as much detail as you can so that you're able to refer back to it. Because what will happen is while you're in the spellcrafting process, you are able to make revisions, and then once you finalize that spell, you have a permanent record in your magical text, such as a Book of Shadows, grimoire. And the other thing is, I feel that a lot of people need a lot of things. You get stuck in that you think you need all these different tools to practice. You don't need all these different components to practice a spell. So the example I gave in the blog post was every book I ever read talked about frankincense for like every spell imaginable. If you wanted to make an incense, you use frankincense. If you want to do anything with herbs, you include frankincense. It's like frankincense is this go-to herb. I had never heard of it. I didn't even know what it was until way later on. And the point is, use what you have in your area. If you don't have frankincense but you have rosemary, use it. You know, research the herbs, research the tools that you're going to use. Make sure that they align with the spell in question. You know, make sure that you are doing your research and understanding what's going to align with what. And this will in turn help you align with your magical goal and help you learn how to work with these tools and these components, but you don't need them to practice. I've practiced with little tools. I've practiced with container, water, dirt. I've practiced with salt and pepper. If that's all you have, if you have less than that, if you have pen and paper, use it. Use what you've got. Use what works for you. And my final tip is don't panic if you don't have something. Like if you forget an item, if you just don't have some herb on stock, utilize what you have around you. Research a substitutable item, such as perhaps if you're not available with herbs, you can use a crystal that aligns with that spell that you're trying to cast. Maybe you want to use, if you don't have jade but you have adventurine, or if you want citrine to add success but you don't have citrine, you can use quartz to amplify the prosperity aspect of citrine to make sure that you are doing so. And these are just some things that I was thinking about when I was thinking about spellcrafting. And one point I also want to remind you too is when you're writing your spells, write them in the present tense, like you already have it. So if you're working on prosperity or job, you say, I receive, all the money that I need. I am prosperous. Or, I receive the job that I love, or something of that effect. It's a very simplistic example, but it's one example that came to mind as I was writing and as I was filming this video. So I hope that these tips have assisted you in your crafting process. If I didn't cover something, please let me know and I'll be sure to cover it. And please let me know in the comments, what tips do you have? Because I would love to know what tips help you during the crafting of your spells. Hope you all are well. If you like what you see so far, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And please make sure that when you turn the bell sound on, make sure it sets to all notifications so that you're able to know when I upload videos. Hope you all are well. Blessings.